Hey guys, what's going on? Today we are going to be taking a look at why it might be valuable for you to reconsider how you feel about using a hair system stylist, or basically not trying to do all of this yourself. Now, I'm going to start the video by kind of going through my past, going through a bunch of videos and showing you the progression of where I was, what was happening, and then ultimately making the case and point that I think that most of us should probably spend some time with the stylist. You don't have to, but something that I ultimately recommend. This video is sponsored by LaVivid, so if you are looking for a discount on a hair system, make sure you check out the link below. But let's jump into it, shall we? So this video right here takes us back all the way to the beginning, January 31st, 2020, when I started making videos about hair systems. Now we can see right here, this right here was a look that was achieved basically with my first hair system that was put on by a woman in Miami. Very low density, didn't have much hair on the sides to match, but ultimately pretty believable look. I would say it was a bit high on the forehead, and also the unit was a bit thin. This is a very believable look, and the reason that this woman gave me such thin hair up here was to transition into wearing a hair system. She says when most people get new hair, it feels like they have a massive amount, and she was right. I thought this felt like a crazy amount of hair that I was not used to. That's the type of advice that you might get from a stylist that has experience with this, that knows a little bit more. Someone that can guide you through the process and help you from, freaking out is really important, because this is an emotional and stressful journey, and it's not easy. It's not easy at first. There's a lot to learn, there's a lot to manage, and it's like kind of going from 0 to 100 and not knowing how to handle all that stuff. So, having a stylist can be really valuable for you. Now this right here was the second system that I received from the same woman. So this right here is cataloging the experience inside of this video, and you can see that this unit had more hair. Definitely a little bit more dense, but still believable. But overall, I think it was at the time my best look, and I think it's very natural. I think that it is a ideal look comparatively to the last one. Now that I had a little bit more hair, although you can see that there is some density difference right here versus the actual hair system. But I really enjoyed this look. At the time, I thought it was the best. And then we kind of made this mistake right here. I actually shaved my head. The reason for doing that was that I got really overwhelmed. I was trying to do as much as I could by myself. I was going to see this woman like once every 2 months or something like that, basically to get a new hair system. That was it. Every other time I was going to do this, I was managing it all myself, and I thought I was going to basically have to reapply it to my head like once a month, which is what a lot of stylists tell you. It didn't work for me, especially not with CrossFit. Definitely needed to be more regular than that, and I was starting to get odor. It wasn't that tight on my head. There was just a lot of problems with it that I wasn't managing very well. So it was really scary for me, and I decided ultimately to do that. Oh, what a mistake. What a mistake. And I spent probably like 2 or 3 months like that, and then I was like, I kind of made a mistake. But ultimately after this, I did get another unit from that woman, but I started to play around with kind of using my own hair systems, buying them, trying to have them installed more locally, because she was like 4 hours away from me. I had to drive back and forth. It was literally an all-day thing. It was crazy, like thinking back at what I did, but it wasn't forever, right? But here's the thing. This is the next look that I achieved, and my expression says it all. It's like, oh, you son of a gun, why are you doing this? You can see the believability factor went down immediately, right? This was not the right density, and part of this was due to what was available at the time because of, the word that shall not be named. But ultimately, wasn't as good of a look. This is when I started managing it myself, and you can see that the quality of the believability, if you will, kind of went down right here. Now we fast forward a couple months, right? Probably a little bit better, but still way too dense, a little bit more believable. But overall, just too much hair, still way too dense for what was on my side. My sides look kind of wispy here comparatively to this dense, thick with 2C unit right here. So basically we can see me managing, trying, but ultimately kind of failing. And you know, that's the point I'm trying to get across from you guys. Like, you can do this on your own, but it might be harder. And hopefully you learn from my mistakes. This was the next look right here. So we can see I tried to go a little bit more with the bangs, but still just a ton of density up here, a ton of volume up here. I think that this is a little bit more believable, but overall, just, it wasn't on the money. And I look back and I'm like, yeah, I'm wearing like helmet hair kind of. It's too dang much, you know what I mean? So we continued this look, and as you can see, it got even thicker. This unit was just a lot. And I actually made like an e-course on how to do stuff with hair systems while wearing this helmet of hair. And it's just too much, guys. But you know, it's me trying to figure it out and not doing a great job. Either way, you see, like, this is a learning journey, and I'm trying things out. I'm experimenting with different looks and what was available at the time, and honestly failing a lot of the time, which a lot of you on the channel were very, very happy to point out how bad I was doing. But this was a learning experience. This whole channel has been a learning experience, and it's been about documenting a whole process, not about being perfect. Documenting for myself. I mean, you can see, starting to get comments like this one right here. Man, the style looks way more better realistic than the super thick, dense forward brush style you've been rocking lately. So made a transformation, put the hairline a little bit higher up. This is definitely higher than, you know, 4 fingers, which is what I usually did, more like 5. And changed the hairstyle, changed the density. It got lighter as things became more available, and I think became more believable, but still wasn't really the ideal look that I wanted to go with. And you know, we can see even a failure right here, like the system is diagonal. I'm not showing you inside of these videos, but along with this, some of the failures was that these units are getting like too light. I'm wearing them for too long or not coloring them. And what's happening is that it's not really matching in the back of my head on the sides. The color is different on top than it is on the sides, which is that two-tone look that we know isn't desirable. But we can see right here, I'm actually starting to work with someone. This is the first unit I got from Hair Club, I believe. And they hooked me up with a cool unit, and it started to get back on track, right? Definitely more believable look, more refined. The density is a little bit better, hairline is a little bit better, the placement, color is better, and overall just the look is getting a little bit more refined. So this is back in January of 2021. So guys, this is almost a year ago. It's crazy. So about a year into the journey, I'm starting to kind of figure it out. We can see, you know, this is a couple months later, a different hair system, still refining the process. And I think that this is a pretty natural look. I think that it's still not perfect, but it was good for the time. And this was probably my favorite hair system I've ever had, because I got to put some blonde highlights in it, which I think really helped the look of it overall. And I have some of those back in the closet actually still. And the barber that did this, the stylist, really knocked it out of the park. I thought it was just really good. I did a good job on the fade, but you can see that, like, I'm starting to figure it out. It's starting to get like more and more natural and more me, if you will. And once again, guys, that's the point of this video, showing you that if you're gonna do it yourself, one, I hope I expedite the process for you to have a great look by watching all my failures and successes. But if you do it by yourself, you might go through this journey too. You might be like, I love the way that I look, the hair system that I just bought, and then a year later it might be like, yikes, I do not love the way that I look. And the hair system that I bought a year ago, you might say, like, I can't believe I did that at one point. And you know, that's okay. That's a journey, and we all make mistakes. But this is, you know, kind of like where I'm at now, right? So this was a video from 3 days ago. Basically just kind of getting out of bed, like not even just showering. This hair system is over a month old right now and still looking pretty dang good. Right now, you know, today woke up out of bed, put some argan oil in the hair, haven't washed it, and it's still looking pretty refined. Now, I feel like my style is starting to kind of get locked in, like as far as what I know I can do, how I can do it. And I'm changing things up, like I'm trying to grow out my hair again, try what I did last year, but a little bit more refined, a little bit more polished. But what's happening is I'm learning how to make these hair systems last longer and make them look better for longer. That's the key thing, including the color, the moisture, the overall quality of the hair, things like that, which for the first year and a half I've been chasing, trying to get better at that, because after the first month and a half, they start going downhill really, really quick. I would say even after the first month, really starts becoming noticeable. They start getting drier. But a lot of that I've been figuring out how to manage and control, and that's pretty dope, because now it's just becoming so easy to manage. This process is about like learning strategies and things that work for you that improve the way your hair system looks over the long run, but overall your entire look. So guys, don't get defeated if it takes a while. Also, I'm gonna make the point that, you know, maybe using a stylist for a while is beneficial. You know, if you're cool with the trial and error like I've done over the past year, and making those mistakes and not looking your optimal because you're trying to do it yourself and figure it out, that's cool. But if you can, I guess, deal or manage having a stylist that knows what they're doing, kind of guide you through the process, ask a ton of questions for the first year, I think you could expedite the learning process and eventually manage more of this stuff yourself over the long run. If I was to do it again, I would probably say I would watch all the videos that I could. I did watch all the videos I could, but I've been making a lot of content. There's more content out there now from Curtis and from other people, like obviously like Michael Joseph and others out there that we're trying to educate and inform and learn and experiment, because, you know, it's not like we're just these diehard experts that have been doing it for 30 years. Researching online, all of this kind of stuff, I would just try to consume as much as possible, but I would still rely on someone that was a professional to cut and style my hair, and also potentially tell me what units I should be getting for hair systems. So I think if you take into consideration this stuff, guys, you can learn much, much faster than I did. That's the way everything is, right? Like the student becomes better than the master, and someone will come along that's better, quicker, more capable, and just learn this stuff like that. So that's what I want for you guys. That way you can get in, out, be the best person inside of your life, learn from my mistakes, and just crush it. So if you like this video, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and thanks to Live Vivid for sponsoring this video. Check out that link below. I'll catch you guys later.